Hello and welcome. Whoa, wrong one. What the heck? Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I hit the wrong button, and I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm going to start by throwing the Bear Cave Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can apply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes, and if you feel like being a lurker and you don't want to say anything at all, well, you can just lurk. That's okay as well. John is here. Hello, John. Welcome. It's a Saturday, and I'm going to build a model kit. Last week says Pat Bear. I hit the wrong button. It's a long name. Yes. Happy Pat Labor Day. Yes, indeed. Welcome, friends. Welcome onlookers. Welcome, folks who are just hitting the miniatures and models, and we're like, now what's this now? Welcome. Happy to have you here. I'm Pat Bear. I build model kits and Lego sets and other things on occasion, but mostly model kits and Lego sets. I'm working on the GQuuuuuX, the main Gundam GQuuuuuX. I got that build, and I got a leg almost done, and I'm going to keep working on that. Is minis and models a newer category? Yes, John. This came about, I believe, last year when they revamped categories, and I recently switched over to it. I was hesitant to do that because I've been in makers and crafting since I started streaming, but Plastic Model Weekender was in models and miniatures, or miniatures and models, I should say, and that made me think that's probably actually where I should be. And yes, John, it has not been long since I switched over. You may notice while watching the streams here, tonight may be similar to previous, where there will be new people coming in. New people might come in, and they might have something to say. There might be a lot of first-time chatters coming in. They may open with, I built this model kit. I have now. Are they sticking around? I'm not sure. But they are coming in, and that's more than I can say for Makers and Crafting, which is our old home. Because I feel like the people that were going to Makers and Crafting know who I am already and don't want to hang out, which is okay. It's all right. Anyway, let's go to the overhead on purpose this time. As you can see, we got our kit here. We're working on it. We're making it happen. We got a leg. We got a spare head. Don't move away because we don't need it. You may notice that there are red bands here. There are red bands here. This is plastic. And you may notice there aren't other red bands that should be on this kit. There should be more. And that's because I don't like these stickers. I don't like applying these stickers, and I don't think they look good, so I'm not using them. Will my kit be show accurate without those stickers? No. Will my ability to build this kit improve drastically by saying, actually, fuck this? Yes. It will be better off. I will be applying these stickers that are here. I've already been applying some of them. We'll continue to apply these stickers as we go. But I'm not going to worry about other stickers because I think those are terrible to apply. And I don't think they particularly look that good. So I'm not going to worry about it. We do need to add into our leg here a new component. Let's see, A15, A17, and B23. We're going to get those going in there. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well out there on the old internet. I'm doing just fine. I'm mad. I will say this. I am frustrated. Mad is the wrong word. I am frustrated right now with something from my personal life, and it is affecting things. And that is the fact, too dang hot here, says John. Yeah, it's hot. It cooled off around here because a storm front was coming in, supposedly. And then it got cloudy and dark, and it was cloudy and dark all day. And I said, well, this sucks because I was going to grill. I was going to go out on the grill. We got burgers, got potato salad. I was going to grill up some hot dogs for my dad because he's got frozen hot dogs. And he was like, what if you grill these hot dogs for me and I'll eat them later? And I was like, I can do that. No problem. And I was all set to do that. And then I was like, well, it's definitely going to rain because the weather report says it's going to rain, and looking outside, it's going to rain. So instead, we just use the George Foreman grill, which is not the same fucking thing, and it's only a grill in name and not in what it does and how it operates. It didn't rain. It did not rain. It's been raining so much, and then it didn't rain today. So I could have grilled, and I didn't get to. And now I'm just annoyed. I am annoyed with the weather, and then I'm also annoyed with myself because I believed my eyes and ears instead of just going like, well, it'll be okay. If I had just said, well, it'll be okay, it would have been okay, and I would have been fine. But I didn't believe it. And so instead, it was not, I just didn't get to grill. So I'm annoyed. Now I got to make new time to grill at some point. So that's frustrating. And then it is warm in this room because of all the lights that I got going on. It's always warm in this room. But it's, not as warm in the rest of the house. So I'm dealing with that. It's okay. Everything's going to be all right. But I am frustrated about that because I did want to grill because I enjoy the act of grilling. 27, 28, 33. I didn't mention we are currently at 22 subscribers. Why is my sub number is not up there? There it is. 22 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up of how many subscribers I have at 40. I took that away because I recorded a video, mailbag video yesterday and posted that. If you haven't seen the mailbag video, I got a kit in the mail that I will be building next. Thank you to Chris for picking up the the shrimp sushi 1-to-1 scale model kit. It's a 1-to-1 scale recreation of sushi, and it's gonna break me. It's gonna make me lose my mind. Hey, unboxing. Crazy. We're gonna do an unboxing right now. I need you to know. I didn't do it on the video. I should have. Here it is. Here's the 1-to-1 scale sushi box. I got it right over here. You can see it's a piece of sushi, a bunch of rice. Ebi. They made a variety of these. You can see here, there's a variety of them. I put the sushi one on my wish list because I thought that would be a good one to make because it would be visually interesting. And that does mean that there is one more piece in here than others. So, what's in this? Yeah, I mean, it all looks good. So, you get a tuna piece. A sushi piece. There's a piece of sushi there. There's the underside of it. Great. You get the tail, which is not as, maybe you could use a little paint. I'll probably hit it with a marker. And you get 2 sheets of rice pieces, identical rice pieces. And that's it. There are no instructions. There is no guide for it. There is not a framework of the rice. So what I'm going to do when this kit that I'm currently working on is done is I'm going to have to glue rice to the bottom of a piece of plastic sushi. So basically, I'm going to, I won't put this down. I will put this down. And on this side, I will be adhering sushi rice to it. Hope you have enough plastic cement. Yeah, Lastbrook, that is a bit of a concern, is that I definitely don't think I have enough right now. Like here's the thing, it doesn't take much to adhere this, but I have like a 1/10 of a bottle, and it goes a long way. So I'm not worried. I will probably use up all of my liquid cement. So, as you might imagine, I am definitely assuming that I will not get this shape correct. My thought is that I will be applying to this piece, this side here. I will be applying like liquid cement then a bunch, I will cut all these out and put them in some sort of cup or something, and then take a bunch and plop them there with my tweezers, and just one at a time. And I bet these are the bad tweezers for that. I would imagine I should probably use actual regular tweezers and not these tweezers, because I bet the pieces will just fly out due to resistance, because these are jeweler's tweezers. And then I will just apply a bunch of these to this, like this circle here. Like if I just apply it to this little indent in the plastic and then build up and just kind of do layers, it won't look right, but it will look okay, is my thought. When I put this on my wish list, I did not realize that this is how it was built. I did not understand that. I knew that it was not that expensive and it was 1-to-1 scaled. I knew it was 1-to-1 scale, so I knew it would be small. But I didn't understand when I chose to put this on my wish list that it was a glue kit, and that there was no guide, and that I was just going to wing it when the time came. I was unaware of that fact. And I, how do I want, I don't regret putting this on my wish list. But I do think that it's gonna be kind of a fucked experience. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's like I may have made a poor choice. So I don't know if I regret the decision that has been made, but I'm not fully convinced that I made the right call by having that be a thing that someone could purchase for me to build. I may have goofed, is what I'm saying. I mean, I probably goofed. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It would be very funny if I had to pause the build because I ran out of liquid cement and I had to like do something else and then get more cement. I should probably get more liquid cement just to have more liquid cement. That's probably the way to go, but these legs are so impractical. All right. I got to put a sticker on this, and then we got to panel line this thing. Sticker 20, and that is a regular sticker, so we can apply that. And then we'll panel line this leg, and then we'll work on to other leg. We'll get that on there. And this goes like this. Oops. Came out. We will talk about the we will talk about a few things here on the stream. We're going to talk about that indie showcase that happened for Nintendo, because some of those titles seemed neat, and many of them will come to other consoles and PC and all that. So we'll talk about that stuff. And then we'll also talk about some of the announcements made today by Discotech at Otakon. We'll get into that. Water Magician, the anime, one of the anime I liked the most this season, had the week off due to other programming on their channel. Some kind of event happened. So that show has a week off, and which is fine. So instead, I got caught up on Secrets of the Silent Witch because I was a week behind on that show, and now I'm caught up. I was kind of waiting for something like that to happen. And so there we go. So I'll talk about 2 episodes of that show in the second hour. So we'll get into all that. And we can start with Mina the Hollower has a demo out on this is from Yacht Club Games, makers of Shovel Knight. There is a demo out on the Switch. There is not a demo out on Yeah, is not out on Steam, unfortunately, but the game is coming out on Steam, and that game has a release date of Halloween this year, and it just looks cool. And not enough. Hey, kids today don't know what a hollower is, so I'm glad they're going to learn more about that. Hollowers and borrowers, it's important kids get these lessons now. So, Well Dweller looks cool, and also it's one of those like games where I'm like, is this a horror game, or are you just like really enjoy its aesthetic? I'm not convinced it's not a horror game. But it is a side-scrolling platformer, so it kind of stands out because it's like it has a fucking look to it. I thought that the trailer really was just like, oh, all right. So the composer from Fez and Hyperlife Drifter has partnered with the pixel artist from Celeste to make Neverway, which is like a sim, like a hangout sim, and also like a top-down combat game. And I don't know if it's going to be good at either of those things, but it looks gorgeous. And the music, I was like, yeah, all right. Okay. I don't know. Somebody described it as if somebody made Stardew Valley but they also really wanted a lot of combat in it. And I was like, oh, okay. It looks pretty cool. Herdling is let's see. You're just herding a bunch of mythical or weird creatures around and gorgeous backdrops. It looks pretty cool. And they're challenges, so it's like, I don't know, it's a Lemmings like, I guess. You're just trying to herd. You get it. Looks pretty cool. Is This Seat Taken is a rad looking puzzle game. It's simplistic, but in a way that I was like, ooh, this looks really good. I'm like very interested in whatever is happening in this game. Is This Seat Taken is also just like a great name for a video game. I just think it's a great one. You're creating seating charts and trying to make everybody happy because everyone's got their own vibes. And yeah, it looks neat. And that game is out. I did not look to see if it was at other places. So I'm doing that right now because that came out this week. Let's see. Oh, it is. It's on Steam. It is on Steam. And there is a demo. And perhaps I will play that demo on Tuesday. I can't tell you for sure that my stream on Tuesday will be Steam demos, but that is winning the Patreon poll that is currently happening. But things could change. But right now, that is winning the poll, and that is what I'm doing, which is checking out some Steam demos. And I would definitely put Is This Seat Taken if that demo is still up on Tuesday. I'm probably going to play that. Try that out. Little Kitty Big City coming on there. It is getting a free update later this year. New areas, a photo mode, and a cat customization menu. Content warning is coming to Switch too. I don't really need to say much about content warning. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't watch a lot of streamers who play games with other people, I guess. Ball Pit, which is the roguelike survival game that I did not enjoy the demo of when I tried it, but some people seem to really like that game. That's coming October 15th, and later in the year, it'll come to Switch 2, so sometime after that. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon is an 8-player racing game, a bicycle racing game doing stunts. and it has crossplay. It'll have crossplay. It's coming to Switch and Switch 2. That looked cute and fun. It's got a good name. And if you look at the art for it, you go, oh, it's those. Oh, okay. You immediately know what's up. And I think you'll know immediately if it's something for you or not. But that looks pretty cute. Glaciered. You're like a dinosaur thing happening. I didn't get it. It's an RPG. I don't know what was going on there. And then there was a bunch of quick hits that came in. And I won't mention all of them. Tiny Bookshop just looks fun. That's on Switch now. Caves of Quid is coming to Switch this winter. That's out full-time on Steam now. UFO 50 is on Switch. Not coming to. UFO 50 is on Switch now. So if that's your preferred gaming thing, then you could playing UFO 50 on a handheld or a console that can be handheld is like makes a lot of sense. I think it feels right. Maybe that does feel right. Like it feels like, yeah, you should be playing that on the Switch. I don't know. Sometimes game systems, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right fit for this. It doesn't feel right. That feels right. Let's see. And then, yeah, that's it. That's all the stuff they had there. UFO 50 feels like a museum more than a game. Yeah, J-Train, it is like a fictional museum, right? Like it's like Atari 50, but everything's made up. And that's kind of fun and inventive and interesting. But I think like playing that on a handheld that could also plug into your TV is like kind of neat. I think that might be like a good way to enjoy that. All right, I need C7 and C8. Get those there. Now I want to talk to you about, we're going from a Nintendo to DVD Blu-ray players, I guess. Home releases, discotheque, media, the people that often, most of the stuff you were buying in the Crunchyroll store, which was also Right Stuff before that, because they bought Right Stuff and then just merged the stores, because of course they did, because that's Sony's whole fucking deal. Anyway, discotheque, they make a bunch of stuff of DVDs and they get proper licenses for things and do the fucking work. They had their yearly panel at Otakon, which is their big time to make a bunch of announcements, and I will talk about a bunch of those that happened there. You may have seen their thread on Blue Sky or on X, Twitter, but I will still do pardon me. I will still do my due diligence in talking about these things. Some of these are the things I will not have much to say about because they're not going to be a thing. Anime and then also live action stuff. And some of the live action stuff I have no familiarity with. Most of the anime I have at least an understanding of that or what it means to people who are not me. But might be fucking thrilled for some of these announcements. We're starting with Shin-chan. 78 episodes of Shin-chan were previously adapted into English. And I say adapted, meaning that, like, there's some fucking localization happening with this shit. Those 78 episodes are going to be available on a 2 DVD, an SD Blu-ray. They will have closed captioning. This is the Funimation release, and it will have some extras and outtakes from the Funimation crew that originally did this. This is the Funimation adaptation. And apparently some of the original releases there had widescreen that didn't look particularly right. They weren't done properly, and they have gone in and fixed that. So that sounds good. let's see. All right, let's see. I'm trying to. Yes, Shinchan was hella localized, indeed. Why is this? Why? God damn it! Sorry. This thread is all kinds of messed up on Blue Sky. So let me just see if the Twitter thread is better. So my apologies. I didn't scroll down far enough to see, but Discotech has to have a K in it. If it doesn't have a K in it, it's not that right place. Discotech Twitter. Okay. Discotech Media. Let's look at their tweets. My apologies. This is very unprofessional of me. Making it work. Okay. Discotech. Here we go. Looking up all of these. Okay, so they didn't do a thread? God damn it. Did they not do a thread on Twitter? Ugh. Okay. All right. My apologies. They did on Blue Sky. Today visited the Mobile Gundam Tour and got 2 Grandpa Gundams and a Shining Gundam. Hell yeah. Yes, Lashbrook. I imagine that a bunch of it is just not going to hold up and be good. Yeah, so there's a thread. Discotech Media has a thread, but it's like just kind of a mess here. All right. So Shinchan is there, and then there's Shinchan packaging, and then there's a weird reply, and then it's Discotech Day. Welcome to Not Live version Discotech panel. News here. Today's agenda. Okay, I have to hit more. All right, I had to hit more. There was a button for me on Blue Sky where I had to hit the more button, and now I can actually see what's being said here. So my apologies, folks. I thought I was in the right thread, and apparently I had to do something else to get the proper thread. But that's awesome that you went to the Gundam tour. Hell yeah. You gotta, you know what, sometimes you just gotta get the RX-782. Sometimes you just gotta get Grandpa. Granddad is there, and Granddad wants you to pick him up so you can build. Sometimes you gotta. And then The Shining, just cuz. All right. Going through this here. This is the 20th anniversary of Discotech this year, which is awesome. Good for them. He started in Florida, because of course it did. All right, so kind of looking inward. 10 years later, we're doing it again. Lupin the Third, the cast of Cagliostro. And this is a new dub. They are doing a new dub of Lupin the Third, Castle of Cagliostro. Tons of extras, new dub version with the quote-unquote standard English Lupin the Third cast. This will only be on the Crunchyroll store. This is a partnership with that. So you got Tony Oliver and basically the people that are doing the dubs currently. Like, if you watch Lupin and you like the Lupin dub, this is a great reason to pick up this movie, and that's cool that they're doing that. So apparently all of the dubs are going to be on it, so you can just choose the 3 English dubs, again, including the new one, and then also you can watch it subbed. They didn't do this. It would be fucking hilarious if they were like, we've got a new dub. There's no subtitled version, but they got the subtitled version. The 1980s theatrical subtitle restoration, translation notes, original trailers, feature commentary from old. This is very old commentary. Yeah, bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's very cool. That is a wild thing for them to do. All right, so I have to keep hitting the more button. That's right. This is a long thread. I keep thinking that, like, where's the next part of this thread? And then it's like, oh, click this button. It's like, oh, okay, that's right. I gotta keep doing that. I'll get used to this at some point. Let me get my next part out here before we check out the next thing that has been said here. Hello, welcome, Master Builder. We're talking about the Discotech panel at Otakon that happened, and the various things that are coming to Blu-ray in the future from this company while I continue to work on this model kit. Just a year caught up. Amazon Rider, which is Kamen Rider Amazon, which is going to be the entire series. And cast interviews and a bunch of other stuff. That's coming to Blu-ray. 24 episodes on 2 discs. Nice. Good luck on that dragon. Wait, this... It's one of those things, this is one of those things where I'm like, I built this already. So, like, building this already means I should know what I'm doing. Because I already worked on one leg. But then I remember, this is a weird kit. So, like... It makes sense if I'm suddenly not really nailing it immediately. This is a strange kit, and there are strange parts of this kit. Also, this might be the wrong piece. Is this the wrong piece? This is the right piece, 32. Okay. You never know sometimes. Amazon is investing in some interesting properties. Yes, indeed. No, Kamen Rider Amazon coming to Blu-ray. They got some commercials for, like, they've got commercials from the movie or the series included it. But also that included in this, apparently, they're going to include in it, which I thought was a fun idea. They're going to include the commercial for the belt, the Kamen Rider belt you could buy. That was the Amazon belt. And I thought that was a neat touch. Okay, so why are you being weird? This is this piece here. This is this piece there. We're going to start. You joke, but there was an Amazon exclusive spiritual successor, Kamen Rider, Amazon Riders. So Lastbrook, yes. That's not what this is, but yes, there was. They did get their own Kamen Rider. They paid for their own Kamen Rider, basically. But yes. But that's not what this is. We're not talking about that. And now, and Akito chimes in. Apparently, Discotech, with this release, will have more Kamen Rider on Blu-ray than everyone else in the United States. Basically, this is their subtle dig at other distribution channels, I guess, saying, like, hey, we're doing it better. We're doing it bigger. Which is like, yeah, I mean, that is a cool thing. That's cool for them to be able to say. Let's see. Okay, scroll down. Man, this is the dumbest shit. Why? So here's the thing. This is a successful business for 20 years. Yes, Glassberg, there's definitely Shout Factory they're taking digs at. And I think it's because it was their 20-year anniversary this year. And so they're just in their feelings, I guess. Like I said, they've been doing this for 20 years, and sometimes you just release stuff because you can. And because maybe I'm fucking wrong about this, but I feel like anybody that really wants 27 episodes of the 90s American, dub of Mega Man bought that shit, bought that shit a long time ago on DVD or got it illegally and would not want it in a pristine Blu-ray release. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe there is a dedicated fandom to that. But I just feel like I'm like, what? Here's one of the selling points. Episode 1 runs at the correct speed for the first time in decades. Apparently the episode 1 that's been out there has been fucked. And they're like, well, we got the good one. So I guess that's a selling point. Lord Crashington subbed to tier 1. 73 months saying, hey, Pat. Hey, Lord Crashington. Thank you very much. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are a subscriber, thank Lord Crashington for the continued support and show off those cool emotes made by the good friend. Lord Crashington wants me to hit the dance button, which I will hit. We are talking about Mega Man, but I will also hit the dance button. For those that don't know, if you use your channel points, I will hit the dance button. There's a new dance song every month. Here it is. I gotta get stickers out too. Get the stickers out going here. Move my body a little bit. My chair is squeaking. It's okay. So anyway, there's going to be a Mega Man, the 90s Mega Man cartoon, 27 episodes, bonus materials, TV commercials, a toy commercial, and there is a new commentary from the voice of Mega Man. They had the voice of Mega Man from this series do a commentary track, and I guess that's pretty fucking cool. I don't know if that's like get this fucking Blu-ray cool, but it's interesting that they did it. The packaging looks lovely. And the apparently now, of course, subject to change, probably. I will say this about it. The Blu-ray is the artwork from it, but also part of the artwork looks like an NES cartridge. And that's kind of fun. Yeah, it's not the only Mega Man from that era, but it is the better of the two. Because the other Mega Man from that era sounds like an old man. So this one's better than that Mega Man, but it's still not good. Yeah. It's just weird that they did it. They got commercials and stuff. That sounds fun. Lots of artwork. They're releasing some horny shit because they still are going to. I'm not going to get too into it, but yeah, they're reducing some horny anime stuff because that's it's not the reason why it's not the only thing they do, but it is a thing that they've consistently done, and so I don't fault them for continuing to do it because that is the backbone of some industries. And I have to imagine at some point, those kind of projects, releases, kept them in business and kept them afloat. So I'm not discounting it. But, yeah. Sequels of the Overfiend. It's the sequel movies and OVA versions of all of the sequels to Legend of the Overfiend. And a bunch of dubs. There was apparently not a dub for the fifth one. Yeah. Let's see. Then a reminder of where you can get them. The usual places. Golden Boy is coming to Blu-ray. All 6 OVA episodes, subbed and dubbed. New commentary by Doug Smith, who's the voice of Kintaro. And also, I guess this is a fun thing. It's stuff like this that does make me appreciate them, even if I'm not always interested in what they're putting out. Doug Smith, the voice of Kintaro from Golden Boy, also apparently did the graphic design for the Blu-ray release. And that's just kind of cool and weird. That is a weird thing that happened. And I think that's neat. I don't know. I like that shit. Upscaled from the Masters. New commentary. That's right. Because also Doug Smith used to do that for ADV films. He used to work. He was on the team that did graphics for ADV films, and that's how he got into voice acting, was by being a guy that worked at ADV. I forgot about that part. That's just fun. And There is some of the Sergeant Frog movies, or is it Sergeant? It's Sergeant Frog. Yes, Sergeant Frog. The movies, all 5 movies, all 5 original films in high definition in Japanese with subtitles. Includes different audio. Does not apparently be. Seems like they didn't go out and get a dub made for it, which seems fair. I'm not mad about that. Hopefully that's great, because I have some friends who are big fans of the series, all 300 something episodes. So, dude, I don't know what the fuck Zegapane is, but I guess I want to know more about. I apologize, folks. I am certainly not your expert when it comes to everything about mecha series. Like, do not come to me for all your mecha opinions out there. I certainly know some stuff, but I don't know everything about it. I've never heard of this Zegapane. I had no idea what this is. It looks cool as hell. It is the entire 26 episodes in Japanese and features the classic Elastic Media dub. It also includes the 2016 feature film Zegapane ADP, never before released in English. So apparently that is the prequel film to the series. But again, I have never heard of this before. I did not know what this was. The box art looked cool, and maybe I'll have to learn about it. And apparently there's a disc of all the extras. They have a whole extras disc. Yeah, I just have no idea what that is. So that's cool. And then Zegapane STA is coming, which is the feature film from 2024. And it's part of that set. So you can get all 3. Japanese subtitles. It's part of the collection, which is now makes it a complete collection since it has that as well. But again, I did not know what that was. I guess I don't really pay too much attention to movies that are coming out where I'm like, I have no idea what that is. So I'm not learning. And I should be. I should be learning more, I guess, is what I'm saying. About releases of things. But yeah, I was unaware of what these were. Recent releases, which we want to talk about here. I keep on hit the more button, and I hate that. Why do they thread things like this? Digimon the Movies Collection 2 includes Digimon Adventure 2, Revenge of Diaboromon, Digimon Tamers, Battle of Adventurers, and Digimon Tamers Runaway Locomon. I'm going to say this right now, friends. Battle of Adventurers is not a good enough name for Digimon. If you are making a movie about Digimon, you need a name that at least contains some amount of bullshit, like Revenge of Diaboromon and Runaway Locomon. Battle of Adventurers is not good enough. That is not the standard of Digimon movie names. Just don't think so. These movies haven't been available in the US since TV airings almost 20 years ago. That's fucking cool. Original promos and TV spots for them. Japanese and English dub. And that's pretty neat. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. Fucking Monster. This is like this was, I think, the big reveal here. This is the one that my socials blew up about. This is the one that they got people talking in my various Discords and the like. This was the one that hit people fucking hard. This is the all 74 episodes in HD in Japanese with English subtitles, and also there's a dub. They're doing the dub. The dub of Monsters coming to Blu-ray next year. And that's the last like big panel thing. And then they announced some stuff just on their YouTube that wasn't part of the panel, but that was the end of that. And I'll just say, like, that's crazy and cool. Good on them. And there's some stuff that was again just on their social or just on their YouTube channel. Project Arms, which is 52 episodes of the series. I remember liking Project Arms. It's in standard def, Japanese subtitles, and it has the Viz dub version. And I remember that dub being pretty okay. But of course, I think I've only seen the dub, and I don't think I ever saw the saw the original Japanese. So maybe the dub is bad, and I just have fond memories of it because it's all I know. More of the goddamn Higurashi When They Cry bullshit. The When They Cry sequels, Kai and Rei, are coming out. These are sequels with better subtitles, apparently, and they fix. Apparently, a previous release of Kai had some fuckery, and so they fixed it. Apparently, the fixed video for Kai, previous release from other publishers, were not optimal, and they don't get into what that means, but apparently, there was some shit that was bad. And then I can't believe this wasn't said at the panel that they had to do this on the YouTube. This is the one that I was like, oh. Other things are interesting. Other announcements here were interesting. This is the one that is tempting. Like my Blu-ray player, I barely touch. I've never been a physical media kind of person, really. But Zone of Enders. The complete Zone of Enders anime is coming to Blu-ray. So that's the prequel OVA, Idolo, and the TV series Dolores are there, subbed and dubbed with extras to be determined. So who knows what else is going to be in there. I really thought the Zone of Enders anime was pretty fucking rad. I don't believe I've ever seen it with an official release. I think I've only seen fan subs, and I remember some of those fan subs being not the best. So I'm fucking really tempted. I am really tempted to pick that up. I bet that would be good. Like I said, that's the one that I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind owning that. You know what I mean? And then Neon Knights titles coming. So then they certainly, like I said, they had Kamen Rider announced, and the Amazon series, the Kamen Rider Amazon, I should say, not the Amazon series of Kamen Rider Amazon. They announce some live action stuff here and there. Sometimes live action is some weird shit, and sometimes it seems very cool. So they got Bangkok Dangerous, which is this is the movie that eventually Nick Cage remade. This is the original 1999 Thai action movie, directed by the Pang brothers. Which I have seen and is fucking cool as hell. SARS Wars, Bangkok Zombie Crisis. Not Star Wars, SARS Wars. Bangkok Zombie Crisis is just nonsense. They had apparently released a DVD version of this in the past. I didn't realize that, but this is now the Blu-ray release of that. It has been a long time since I saw this movie. I do not remember it being great, but it is a lot. It is a lot going on. They're releasing more Aim for the Aces movies. This is the 1978 remake of the series, 24 episode Shin Aim for the Aces, which was, again, the remake. And this is the first official release in the United States. So that's a wild thing to say. And I love that about old anime, right? Because, like, how many examples do we have of this? This is the 1978 remake of it. This is the Shin Aim for the Aces. So it's the remake that's from the late 70s. So it's still old as shit. And that's just cool. I don't know. There's something about that. I love that about old anime, that is like, oh yeah, this shit is ancient, but it's cool as hell. This shit is old, but also not as old as the original. And then Android Kinkader 1, or 01, I should say, 48 episode sequel series to Kinkader, which I do not pretend to know much about, anything about, other than it, a lot of it looks cool as hell. And nope, this thread collapsed on itself. So I'm going to go all the way down here. Yeah. I think I'll stop there talking about all of the many things that they had to say. But I will end this with, they're releasing weird shit, and I always appreciate that. Again, even if it's not for me, I always appreciate what they're out there doing, the choices they make on what they're going to release, even if it's not something that I'm necessarily interested in. But they did announce a few things that I am very interested in, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that felt like some good news, because often on these streams I talk about bad news. Like, we'll do one piece of gaming news there. Oddly enough, no layoffs on Friday that were reported from game developers, seemingly, that I have information on. That will probably change. I'm sure there was something, and I'll talk about it on Monday. Right now, I don't have anything for you about that. But I do have this one bit of business. There's an open beta for Battlefield 6, and people are already cheating in it, despite requiring secure boot on PC. EA and Battlefield Studios saying that you had to use this because that would prevent cheating and all that, and not everybody wants to fucking run secure boot or has a PC with it that lets them run secure boot easily. And so they were like, well, you got to, and it'll prevent cheating. And of course, that's not fucking true. There's still plenty of it. Because of course there is. It's not something you can easily prevent, motherfuckers. It's not really an open beta because you need an early access code. You read that cheaters are using some wild external hardware to do the cheating. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And of course, one of the videos that was posted is probably by the one like an early video that was posted was somebody, watching it happen. And then another video that was posted to Twitter is probably by someone who is literally cheating and just posting a video of them cheating, which is like, fuck you. Just go fuck yourself. Let's see. Secure boot makes sure a PC can only load trusted software when Windows starts. And then EA has published a forum post detailing its efforts to combat cheating in the open beta. And again, it's not an open beta, you need early access code. Calling it open beta is a lie. It's a closed beta. But again, the story is that it's an open beta. They call it an open beta, but it's not. And a cheat isn't one and done. It's an ever-evolving battlefield. Don't say battlefield about your Battlefield game. And what has worked for us previously or in different games doesn't always work in all of them. I hope this helps, and please keep the reports coming in. We'll continue cleaning up the cheaters so you can have a fair game. That's not a fun time to be on the community management team of this kind of thing when you're doing an unpopular thing that people are very unhappy about, and then cheating still happens. EA claims it's prevented over 300,000 attempts to cheat, and it's received 100,000 reports of players who might be cheating. And of course, they're like, it's not a silver bullet. But it's also like, yeah, but you made a big deal about how it was going to help, and then it isn't helping. So now people are mad, and I don't think they're wrong for being mad about your bullshit. Ugh. I'm gonna drink some water. All right. So, now is the part of the stream, friends, where I'm going to talk to you, that's right, you, about ways that you can support what I do here. Everything I'm about to tell you is optional. You're under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to, I would love that. These are just, some ways to support what I do here, right? Like, you being here means the world to me, so thank you very much, everyone that's here. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 Blue Emote in chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. So if you would like to subscribe, using your Prime or Cash Money, you could do that. We're currently at 22 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40, and I shut up about my subscriber count when we hit 40. So if you want to become a subscriber, please do. Please consider it. If you would, you could also gift a sub. You'd be the first person this month to gift a sub to somebody in the community. You could do that. Bits and coins also always appreciated. Show up on one of the leaderboards that way. That'd be kind of fun. Let's see. There are other ways to support what I do here. If that's the thing that you. Sorry, I just saw I got a. Something is in the mail for me. Hell yeah. Got something shipping. There are other ways to support me financially, but again, that's just the easiest way to do it, is right here on Twitch, because you're already here. But you could, if you wanted to, join my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on my Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. Why is this not loading? Come on. Nightbot is not doing the command that I needed to do, so I'm just going to put it in here anyway. We'll just do that. I'll just do it myself. That's weird. That's annoying. But yeah, currently, there it is. Just a delay. Currently on my Patreon, the $3, $5, and $10 patrons are voting on what I do next Tuesday. So if you're a patron, you can hop over there and vote on what you'd like to see me do on Tuesday. Currently, Steam demos are winning the poll, but let me just quickly double check. Are Steam demos still winning the poll? Let's see over here on Patreon. What do we got here? Yes, Steam demos are currently beating out WWE 2K25 CPU versus CPU matches and Hearthstone, more from the Lost City expansion. So currently, Steam demos are winning. I also have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you can, of course, hop over there and subscribe. Subscribing is free. If you want to become a member, it's just $2 a month. And over there on my YouTube, if you become a member, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you'll be able to see the videos before other people see them. And if that appeals to you, then hop over and see what's up. Those are all monthly ways to support me. If you would just like to throw a little bit in the tip jar, you can do that to my Ko-Fi or my PayPal, respectively. And everything I make through direct donations, which includes direct donations at YouTube, which includes AdSense, Patreon, and Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits. I bought this kit because I was like, I'd like to have a modern, like the current show. It ended, but it is the most recent Gundam series. I'd like to build a kit from the most recent series. So here we are. That's what we're doing. And the next thing I'm building is from my Amazon wish list. My friend Chris bought me a kit to build the shrimp sushi kit we talked about at the beginning of the stream. I have that kit to build because of his generosity. If you would like to buy something for me to build, you can go over my Amazon wish list. Right now, for whatever reason, the wish list is being sorted by like most recently added. And so I want to sort it by custom because I go in and do it properly. And I don't know why Amazon is retooling their wish list again, and it fucking pisses me off. Anyway, I got model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, all kinds of different things, Lego and all kinds of. You can buy me a 30-minute missions a horse mech, and I'll build that horse mech. It'll be the second horse mech I've built on stream. It'll be the third time I've built 2 different horse mechs on stream, because I built the Master Gundam or Master Asia's horse kit twice from 2 different companies. So that is a weird but true thing. But yeah, I got Lego sets, model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, Lego 3-in-1s, knockoff brand stuff like a knockoff Lego Xenomorph. I would be happy to build that. I bet that's fucking terrible. But if you want to see me put it together, you pay for it, and then I would. It'll come to me in the mail. I'll make a dedicated YouTube video about the thing you purchased called a mailbag video. And yeah, it'll jump the queue. Just like I'm going to be working on this shrimp sushi next because somebody bought it for me. My alternative to Amazon is Throne. I got a wish list on Throne. See if there's something there you'd like to pick up. And then if you want to support me financially in the most convoluted way possible, well, you can go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card there. When you buy a gift card there, they will send you an email with the gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper on Twitch or a private message on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. Again, convoluted way to help me, but you can do it if you wanted to. A couple video links for you to check out. The most recent episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club is up, where I'm recommending shows from this current anime season. So if you're looking to dive into something this season, maybe my video will help you out, give you some ideas. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series, where every week I recommend something that fits in a theme. This month's theme, I am talking about super chill slice of life shows. And I started with Do It Yourself. Do It Yourself is a phenomenal series that I feel gets overlooked. It is because it's an original series, so it's not based on anything. It's a bunch of girls just kind of like making stuff in the DIY club, kind of literally doing it themselves. They are rebuilding from scratch the DIY club and advertising new people and getting new interest in it. And making stuff and learning things. Great cast, really fun and silly, and does feature someone who is supposed to speak English, but the voice actress is having trouble, and I find that endearing. So watch the video if you'd like. We are going to talk about an anime. We're going to get 2 episodes of an anime that I'm currently watching from this current season. But before we get into that, real quick, I just want to take a moment. I will be promoting this today and on Monday and on Tuesday, and then on social media next week as well. Save the date. This coming Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. That's the 14th of this month. Starting at 7 p.m. I am running a fundraiser. Will I run multiple fundraisers? Probably. But this is the Glasses and Meds fundraiser, trying to raise money for an eye exam, new glasses, and pay for new meds, upcoming meds that I will need fairly soon. Basically, donations help me out, but also mess me up. I am going to be doing my top 25 video games of the past 25 years list. I have it. It's done. Every year from 2000 to 2024, I have picked out my favorite game of that year. If you donate money, every $25 raised of the $700 I'm trying to raise makes me randomly remove one of those games from the list and put in a new game on that list. And if you yourself donate $25, you can pick the game that I have to replace. So let's say if you see the list and you were like, Pat, here's $25, 2014. Then I have to go and take Hearthstone off the list. And it no longer represents 2014. And it can't go on the list for a different year. And I can't be like, well, the Hearthstone expansion. No, it's done. It's no longer my favorite game of 2014. And instead, I have to look at the list and go, all right, well, what other of I have 9 games for every year. What's the other one from 2014? And then I go, fine. Shovel Knight is my favorite game of 2014. And you go, no, I'm also going to fuck you up on that. You could do that. Or I'll roll a die and maybe I roll 14. Because I'll roll 0 through 24. And I'll be like, oh, nope, I rolled 24. Which means, digital die, of course, which means Balatro is no longer my favorite game of 2024. We'll be doing other things during the stream because I can't imagine that there will just be a flood of money coming in consistently. So I have other things planned for the stream. Also, if you want to get a head start on it, you could just go to my Ko-Fi and donate there because there is a thing in my Ko-Fi. So if you want to do that. I need to make a exclamation point donate, which I will. But if you go to my Ko-Fi, you can see it there and you can get started. And again, you don't have to donate $25. You could donate $5. But if someone else donates $20, then the die gets cast. And suddenly Fallout 4 isn't my game of the year. Fallout New Vegas isn't my game of the year. Jet Set Radio isn't my game of 2000. 2000 was fucking hard. I apparently played a lot of video games in the year 2000, and I had a lot of thoughts on those. Some years, I didn't play a lot of video games. Like 2019, I was like, ooh, a lot of these like well-regarded critical darlings, I didn't touch at all. Turns out when you stop buying consoles, you miss out on a lot of really good critically acclaimed video games. Like, I didn't buy a Switch. So that's like, and Nintendo was kind of my last console purchase. My last console purchase was a Wii U. So I just kind of like, and my roommate had a PS4, so I played some PS4 games. I don't think any PS4 games made a list, but I did play some of them. But yeah, I just realized, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm PC only. It kind of limits things. What are you going to do? Anyway, I just want to promote that. I think it'll be fun. I think it is like, it's not painful, but it is a thing where you are going to be paying to make me like remove, like you're paying me to kill my darlings, and that's going to be weird. It's going to be a weird stream. And again, it will probably be the first of a couple because I am trying to raise a bunch of money that I desperately need. But like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe World of Warcraft can't be my game of 2004, and instead it has to be Halo 2. You can just make me decide that, I guess. And I will eventually release the full list, the Google Doc or the Google Sheet with the full list. I will eventually release that. Anyway, enough about a future stream. Let's get back into this stream. I'm going to continue working on this model kit. I got anime to talk to you about. And before we get into that, I need to get back to the overhead camera and drink a bunch of water. And we'll do that right now. All right. Let's talk about episodes 5 and 6 of Secrets of the Silent Witch, because I went to go watch Water Magician and realized, there's not a new episode of Water Magician out, and then found out that it got delayed a week because of special programming in Japan, which is frustrating. But that is the tendency, that they do not release. They just don't. Yeah. It doesn't go, if it doesn't air it on Japanese TV, it doesn't go out to partners like Crunchyroll, which makes sense, but is a odd thing. It's an odd thing if the way that you consume anime, like me, is on a computer. Because I don't watch dubs all that often, so I don't watch them on television. But for a portion of the world, anime is the thing that's on your TV. It might even be the reason to keep having a TV for some people. Who knows? But that is the thing that I consistently have to remind myself is a real thing. Anyway, so no Water Magician, which is a shame because it's one of my favorite shows of the season. But instead, I can tell you about, I now caught up with Secrets of Silent Witch. Our girl Monica, her whole fucking deal is that she learned how to do silent spell casting. She doesn't have to do incantations. She doesn't have to resort spells. She can just do magic. And that's incredibly powerful. She is an incredibly powerful mage or witch. Here's the thing. She learned how to do that because she doesn't want to talk to fucking people. She doesn't want to talk to people. She just wants to be isolated. Anyway, she got roped into going to school. She has to protect the crown prince from any kind of plots that may be against him. That is her mission that she has unfortunately had to accept. And she's also learning a bit about herself while she goes to school to force her, now that she's around people. She's part of the student council and uncovered a plot in the student council using her cool magic. And then meanwhile, also, she went on a day off. She had a day off. She and Nero are out. And an earth dragon has attacked the city. And so we get to see some action. And she kind of like secretly, without people necessarily noticing, helps out the local mage on duty, who is, it's fun because they're just like definitely surprised that suddenly they are better than they should be at magic, because they have been assisted. And I thought that was a kind of a fun little bit of business that this person's suddenly doing pretty good. Glenn was very shocked. Let's see. And then, so our girl, Monica, is trying to figure out what kind of, elective course to take. Got to take some electives. Doesn't really have hobbies. Just kind of wants to be left alone. She gets tricked by the prince into joining, the magic class. And that's when she discovers that the teacher of this special class is her old master, the person that trained her in magics, William McCracken, who I will refer to from now as just William because that's what everybody else does. She also learns that apparently our guy, Felix, has no magical abilities. Why he is in the magic class, the studying a magic class, no idea. But he doesn't have any magic talent. And then Glenn is a transfer student now. So she gets to hang out with Glenn, which is nice because that is at least somewhat of a safe encounter for her. So he's posing as a transfer student. We think maybe. Also, hey, she is undercover. And William's not a fool, so she is definitely worried that he's going to be like, wait a minute, what the fuck are you doing in this academy? What's going on? So she gets out of the lecture. She kind of like sneaks out, and she ends up stumbling upon another elective, the chess course. And she gets challenged to a game by a guy named Elliot, who I don't know how important he'll be, but he's in this episode. And Monica is not really, she's brilliant, but she's not like brilliant at a game she's never tried before. But she is aggressive in her play style because she is a really smart person. And she only loses because he uses advanced moves that she has no counter for. And so it's not like tense, but it is fun, and it is a little more like teenager in school kind of stuff, which she's just still not really used to. And later, Monica and Elliot are sent to go to the Abbott Company to represent the chess group. And then Monica realizes these are imposters. Monica realizes something's fucking up. So she secretly uses magic to startle the horses, so everybody gets knocked out. Which does work, except one of the horses is now crazed because of what she did and charges at her. But then Casey Grove, who's from the horse riding course, she's a student in the horse riding elective, manages to calm down the horse. Good timing. Good job, Casey. And then Monica and Casey kind of form a little friendship, like immediately click and are friends. And Monica at the end of the episode signs up for the chess course and also the horse riding course because she wants to hang out with her new friends in the different courses. And this does not appear to be her protecting Felix, although she does inadvertently protect Felix for those imposters. But I don't know if this is part of her job, but she's making friends. This is not the mission that she's on, but it's a side mission, I guess you could say. Then episode 6, Monica had a ballroom dancing test and she flunked. Monica is flunking tests, everybody, because our girl is not prepared to dance or has any sense of balance or grace or anything like that. She's getting help from Nero, still can't pull it off. It's just not working. And then she gets assigned to a group for a Tea Party course. All of this is weird stuff for the academy, in my opinion, but whatever. It's a school it's a school setting thing, a fancy school. And so she's set with Lana and Casey and Claudia. Claudia is known as the Walking Library, which is a probably descriptive nickname, but not necessarily like the best nickname to get. Did I miss something somewhere? Didn't I? Yes, I did. At some point early on this leg, I did it. Yes, I missed the part where this leg can connect with the waist, which is an important thing. That is an important piece for me to miss. B25 and B26. If I'm going to miss something on this kit, this is important. That's important. We're getting body complete on this. We still have to build a backpack, which look like legs, and the weapons. So we'll finish this kit up for sure. Well, not tonight. We won't finish tonight, but we'll definitely finish it up on Monday. I'm fairly damn confident. Anyway, Monica is in the Tea Party course, and she gets a warning from Isabella that one rule, you can't bring the same kind of tea as someone else. It's definitely rude. They go to the Tea Party. Claudia, the know-it-all, is criticizing Lana and Casey's tea choices. Lana gets pissed off. And then Claudia, who is trying to lead the conversation, talks about her admiration for the silent witch, who we know is Monica. But nobody knows that because she's kept her, what she looks like, a secret from people. She's managed to hid it. And people have a very different envisioning of what she looks like, which is good if you're trying to keep it a low profile. But apparently, Claudia thinks that the reason why the silent witch doesn't talk to anyone is because she is superior to them, and she doesn't. She's not going to lower herself, which is inaccurate. We know that the silent witch is silent because she is social anxiety. And Monica's just like, Monica does think for a moment maybe Claudia knows who she is, which is not the case, but yeah. So she starts to make her own tea, and finds out Caroline sabotages it. Monica has been sabotaged by Claudia. How dare she? Claudia needs to fucking stop trying to be a mean girl and like get it together. So obviously no tea to prepare. Tea leaves have been destroyed. Monica instead has a backup plan, which is a wild strategy of, I'm going to serve coffee because I don't have the tea grounds. So she basically, her explanation is, I just want to share my favorite beverage with my friends. It just so happens my favorite beverage isn't tea. And so she manages somehow to pass the tea course. I'm not fully understanding how not doing the assignment, you can still pass, whatever. She passes it, so congratulations. Then Monica has to go to her dancing retest because, of course, she does. She's got to retake the test. And Felix is there. He's overseeing it. But Monica has to dance. Oh, and Cyril. And because she is unnerved by them and they're being around them, she can't overthink about how she's bad at dancing. And so she passes, which is a fun little bit of business that she's just like, she's so preoccupied with them and distracted by them that she can't be distracted by her own ineptitude about dancing. And I thought that was a fun little thing. So I'm going to keep watching this show, but I do have thoughts about it. And my biggest thought about this particular show is that it's a lot more about this girl finding herself in school and growing as a person, and a lot less dangers. I mean, look, episode 5 did have a moment where it looked like she was going to get hit by a horse. So it's not like there isn't things happening in the show, but most of the show is just her growing as a person, and I'm sure there'll be more action to come, but it's not all action. And I like that. I like that they're throwing in some other stuff. Hopefully our character continues to grow. I'm on board with this. Originally, my thought on this was that everyone should just fucking leave Monica alone and just let her be a loner, and stop forcing her to grow as a person. But, you know, now I'm kind of on board because she does seem pretty fucking happy with how things are turning out. And she's making friends, which was the thing she struggled with. And I'm like, all right. Okay, all right, okay. I'm liking it more and more. We have some time left on the stream, and so we have time to hear from you. That's right, you. I want to hear, what are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? What do you got up to this weekend? If you have any plans for tomorrow, you seeing any movies? You watching any anime? You watching any TV shows? Let me know in the chat. I want to hear from you, chat, about what you got going on. I will tell you that I did... today it did not rain, but it has rained a lot around here. It has rained consistently and considerably around these parts. So much so that it has been days and days since I could mow, because it would be like, mow the lawn, because it would be like, there'd be a day where it's like, oh, it's not that bad out. And then the next day I'd be like, okay, it's dried up enough that I can go and take care of business. But then it would rain again, and I would be unable to take care of the lawn. And it got so bad. It finally yesterday, it was dry enough that I just went for it, and I mowed the front yard, our two relatively small side yards, and our rather large backyard. And I mowed everything. And if you're new to the channel, if you're new around here, that's not necessarily the best for me, because I am allergic to pollen. And so all the grass in the air, even taking an allergy pill, even wearing a mask while I did all of it, still really took me out for most of the day. It was rough. I was definitely in not the best shape for most of yesterday. I'm glad I didn't do it today, because I would have been in a weird head space for the stream. But instead, I just felt kind of out of it. Um, but I'm glad. I am glad that I'm glad I did it. Wait, so this, I'm glad I got it done, even if it did mess with my goddamn nose a whole lot. I am glad I got it done. I'm glad I went there. As far as video games, I'm playing Nubby's Number Factory and I'm playing Hearthstone. You know, those are my daily drivers. I've been checking out some demos because it looks like on on Tuesday, I'll be doing a stream showing off some Steam demos. So I have been practicing some of that, prepping by getting some demos and checking those out. My goal is always to have like 5 or 6, knowing that I'll only probably do 4. Like dedicating a half an hour or 20 something minutes to each game feels right. Sometimes some games I end up streaming for longer than others because that's the way it works out. Like a game just hits me and I'm like, oh well, I want to see this through. And then sometimes I check out a demo and I'm like, this did not work for me and I'm good. But you know, I try to give them plenty of time. So I look for like 5 or 6, knowing that I'm only going to probably do 4. But sometimes the demo, like even though I tested it and tried it out, once I get into it, I'm like, actually, fuck this. I don't want to do this thing. And I reserve the right to judge it pretty immediately. And then I also have to like see if it's something that I'm interested in. But also I have to do the part where where like in full screen, I can like tab over without losing the game and having it minimize, and like, does it run all right if OBS is open, and am I capturing it properly if OBS is open and all that. I have to do all those things, which is fine. I don't mind doing it, but I do have to do it. I think I mentioned this on Thursday. I don't remember if I did, so my apologies if I already did. There were some nerfs in Hearthstone, and one of my decks is no longer a viable deck. It was never really viable, but now it's like busted because they made a card cost more. So I'm a bit bummed by that. It's not the end of the world, but I did like that deck. But they didn't break one of my other decks, which I think I was surprised they didn't. But there's a Druid deck that I have that's bullshit, and they haven't nerfed one of the cards that makes that deck possible. So I was like, oh, that's surprising. I would have thought for sure they were going to make that deck really, they were going to break that deck, but they haven't yet. They still could, but they haven't yet. And then I have a D&D session tomorrow. I'm doing a one-shot with friends. I don't have to run it. I am just hanging out and playing some D&D with some friends, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then I'll end my evening tomorrow by watching wrestling that happened late last night, which was, you know, today in Japan, but happened last night for us. And I've got spoiled on one of the results, and I'm fucking stoked about it. It's a tournament in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and one of my favorites, an underdog, is doing really well. So I'm very excited about that. But I look forward to watching that show tomorrow. I'll watch Collision tonight after the stream is done. I'll watch the West Coast replay. My boy, Speedball Mike Bailey, Balatro gear wearing, inspired gear wearing, Speedball Mike Bailey main eventing in a trios match with the world champion Hangman Adam Page. That's just fucking wild. Speedball is such a good person and a great wrestler, and only joined the company this year, and it's fucking wild to have Speedball in the main event with Hangman. That's just fucking insane. I'm very excited to watch that match. Lastbrook says, I didn't watch any anime last week because of Evo, so I caught up on a lot of stuff today, and Dan continues to be good, and I'm very looking forward to a gag next episode. Also watched the Discotheque stream, and I played a little bit more of Heretic single and multiplayer, and that game is a bit rough to go back to because you have to remember to save way more than you would Doom since levels are bigger. Yes, I do remember that from Heretic. I'm not saying I'm an expert in it, but I do remember that. I'm glad you caught up on some anime. Yeah, Dan is this second season of Dan is still doing the shit Dan does, where like it is not, you cannot recommend it without caveats, but it's still really fucking good, and it's a good adaptation of the source material, in my opinion. It's still really good. Ghost Valve says, today was a large amount of downsizing, donating of things. You got to do it. It's never fun, but, you know, hopefully the donations go to people and that will be really benefit from it. So good on you. Good on you, Ghost Valve. Also, last workout before my testing week starting Monday. Should be good numbers, I hope, since my training seemed good. Hell yeah. Well, good luck to you, Ghost Valve. Good luck to all that. Back on Skyrim to Suplex Bandits. Still enjoying the dog anime. Oh, that one. Yeah, all right. All right, Ghost Valve. Lord Crash says, I saw the Naked Gun yesterday, and it was a lot of silly fun. Lots of good bits. I have heard that. I look forward to watching that on a streamer in the future. Also watched the half season of Wednesday that's out now. That's also a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, there's more of that. I have not... Tomorrow, I've got D&D and wrestling, and I'm going to watch more King of the Hill. I did not watch any King of the Hill since Thursday, so I do not have a new opinion on the episodes that I hadn't seen then. So my opinions on that show continue to be what I said on Thursday, which is I'm not really sold on the animation rigging. I think that's what it is. There's something about the way it's animated that irks me, and I don't love it. And I know that part of that is nostalgia because I am thinking of what it looked like in its first couple seasons and not what it looked like towards the end of the show. But still, I am thinking that way. I am aware of it, but that doesn't change that I'm like, I don't know. All right, we got our backpack that kind of looked like legs. When we first saw this kit, it looked like there were legs coming out of the back of this kit. And I was like, oh, I don't think I like that. So we will put the legs on. The backpack goes on here. There's the backpack. I hate it. I hate it. I had someone with the opposite opinion of me. Someone had an opposite opinion of me, which is okay. That they liked how liked the kit more than they liked it in the anime. To which I have said, I think I liked it in motion better than I like it like this. When I look at this kit now, I just think it's too fucking busy. It's just so busy and it has weird nonsense to it. I'm just not into it. Looking at, like, there's just so much of this. This is like, why are the shoulders like this? Why are the legs look like that? What's going on? Why is it so many not the colors I think are fine. I don't know. There's just a bunch of this thing that I look at and go, I don't fucking know about this. I don't know. Also, the fact that the backpack can be like, has like a cockpit attachment and can be like a racer is like good. I think that's good. We do have to do the weapons. I think I'm going to wait and do all the weapons, I will go back to the weapons. I want to build the shield. I want to build the shield now. So I'm going to jump around a little bit and do what I want to do next before we do the next thing. But yeah, overall, I look at this thing and I just don't think I particularly love this model kit. I don't know. There are like I said, there are at least 2 other kits I would like to get from this series. And probably actually 3, but I say 2, but it's probably actually 3. I probably want the G-Fred, and I want the red Gundam, and yeah, there are other ones that I want. Lord Crash says, I did play Machina, which is the new game from the Jutaro devs. It's a fun game about controlling a robot digging around underground to make some money and complete quests for their robot buddies. That does sound pretty cute. Sounds pretty neat. I like the sound of that. I guess I don't hate the shield. If there was something that if I want to be positive here, I like that the shield is weird looking. It's got a weirdness to it that I don't dislike. I don't know. I know I'm being kind of negative on this, but it's just weird to like, I don't know. It's the first Gundam designs that I've just kind of like balked at in a long time. It's been a while since I felt that way about Gundam designs, but that's how I feel. Lord Crash says about Machina, the characters and environment are modeled with real claymation style figures and set so that they scan to put in the game. Oh, I have seen this I have seen people talk about this game. I don't know if I've seen it in motion, but I am aware of this game. The way the shield pops into the wrist thing is pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't dislike that. That's pretty all right. But yeah, we got to build. On Monday, we will build some of the weapons, finish the weapons, and we'll do the cockpit mode of the backpack. We should get the axe out. Yes, so I haven't seen anybody stream it, but I've seen some footage of that game. Okay. Also, tomorrow I got to find time because I'm going to watch wrestling tonight. There's a VTuber 3D that I got to watch. Raura Pantera had her 3D tonight, and I didn't watch it because it was probably a little over an hour, and I didn't want to have to leave it to come here. So I'll probably watch that tomorrow. CC's last night, Cecilia Immergreen, was fantastic. A lot more music than I was anticipating. Cecilia Immergreen, who is a German VTuber as part of HoloLive, is a violinist, and she played that on her debut stream, and she's done it a couple times. So part of her 3D debut last night was a one song performed by various people from HoloLive who play instruments. Some better than others, but all who had a background in instruments. And it was like a nice little, just a fun little piece of music. And a new member who also hasn't had a 3D plays the trombone. There's a Japanese VTuber who plays the trombone in it. And so it was like a trombone, a drum, a bass guitar, a cymbal, tambourine, piano, violin. It was a eclectic. Oh, and a clarinet recorder. It was an eclectic group of people, performers, but fun. It was a fun bit of business. Also a thing that is an old school thing. So, licensing covers of Japanese songs, way easier than licensing covers of English language songs from the West. Just easier, just way easier. So if you are someone who does not necessarily speak Japanese and you want to cover some songs that are in English, one of the ways to do that is to cover other HoloLive songs. It's just way easier to do that. So she did do a cover of another song with the person that sang the original, which I've talked about here, which was one of my entry points into HoloLive, which is Iris's song, Carbonated Love, which is, I've told this before, but it is a story that I really love. Just the whole ins and outs of is our girl Iris got into Initial D, and someone said that, oh, you should write a Eurobeat song. And so she like joked about Carbonated Love. And then years and years later, she has now written Carbonated Love as a song. And it is a Eurobeat style song about, comparing being in love to fizzy drinks, which is just a fun bit of business. So they covered that song. And it was just fun. Because that is one of the songs that kind of got me more into HoloLive as an entry point was that song, because I think it's fantastic and a cool like story. But then, so now I'm experiencing the whole thing of like them being prepared for 3D and losing their minds and getting everything ready. and finding out what guest stars are going to be in there and what they're doing, and it's all good stuff. And then we'll be done. They'll be done tomorrow. And of course, there's merch and all that stuff, things. Underrated. These are underrated. These beam swords are underrated on the show in general. They're very good. They're very cool. I guess they fit on the back. There's little pegs right there for them to fit. But of course, we'll display them because we should. Am I just going to finish this kit tonight? Yeah. All right. You know what? We can do it. I only have 2 more things to build. Let's quote unquote power through. We'll run right up to the hour because there's not much left to do here. I did not think I was finishing this kit tonight, but let's finish it. What I don't want to do is on Monday, like I could dick around for a couple of minutes, but I don't want on Monday be like, all right, and now we're done with the kit. That's all I had left was like 2 little things. Like I don't want to do that, so instead we'll get this done. All we have to do is the gun, and then yeah, we can finish that up. 1 sticker has to go on there, and we can put this kit to bed, which has been a pretty fun build. My overall thoughts on this is I think I missed it does the backpack actually detach for the core fighter mode. Yes. We haven't built it yet, but I can take this off and I can add in the core fighter to the backpack. And we can do that for the core fighter. That is a part of it. That is the last thing we'll build. But yeah, all I have is the gun and that. So I'm like, you know what? We should just wrap this up. We should just power through, get this built, still finish by 11 so I can go watch pro wrestling because I want to. But we can get this. We can knock this out and get this all done. I did not think I would finish this kit tonight, so I was not prepared for that. But we are, and that's fine. But also I got to make sure I'm not rushing and making silly mistakes just because I said that we were wrapping things up. Because that is something that I am liable to do if I'm not careful. And I'm doing that right now because I'm like, I'm not rushing. I just know that I have to get all this done. Who would ever make a mistake? Indeed, Lord Crashes said, I'm perfect building record. Never made a mistake on stream before. Couldn't be me. Let's see. Goes there. This goes like that. Oh yeah, I'm starting to sweat in this room now. I have to leave my door open for a while, let the cool air come in. It is these lights, these plentiful lights, so you can see stuff that I'm doing. Sometimes make it difficult for me to see, or difficult for me in here. All right, and then I need C22. Is this here? Little purple, just a little bit of purple here and there. Whoop. Just a sticker at the end of the build, always a good time. I'm going to switch to the toothpick. Oops. Can I apply this sticker now? There it is. That was an annoying sticker. But it's there now. It's done. All right, so we got our gun. We've got our blades. We got this done here. And then all we have left to build is the cockpit thing here. Or yeah, our core fighter components here. Because this comes off. Whoop. Backpack comes off. And then this goes like this. And then that'll be attached to core fighter. The core fighter doesn't go into the back of the kit, which I would imagine maybe the master grade, if they ever did a master grade of this, they would figure out how to do that. Maybe even a real grade of this in the future. They would take notes and have meetings and try to figure out how to get that working in the future. But right now, this is the best they can do for this version of the kit, which is okay. I'm fine with that. And that means on Monday, we will start the nonsense that is the shrimp, sushi shrimp. The shrimp 1-to-1 model kit. Or the sushi 1-to-1 model kit, shrimp version. Which should be a real fucking nightmare of a build. Hopefully fun, but definitely a nightmare. All right. There it is. And there it is. The backpack becomes... Got a little cockpit. Yeah, I was planning to hold for a real grade of this, but we haven't even gotten any of them from GQuuuuuuX yet. Yes, they haven't made any, because you would think that there would be a real grade of something from GQuuuuuX this year, but no indication of that being the case. It might take another year before we see something like that. But I would say they certainly should. I don't know if they're going to, but they certainly should do a real grade for something from that show. I don't know. Maybe they never will. I like that this kit came with 2 heads. I've said that before, but I thought that was kind of a neat choice to have that. So we do have the alternate head that we can put on the kit. Instead of just having these be able to bend at the center or something, they didn't do that. The fact that it does have this little thing part here, I think that's pretty neat. And I think the weapons included are all fun choices. Overall, my thoughts on this kit. Some of this was a pain in the fucking ass to build. I think that the red stickers, which I didn't apply, were the marking stickers were a pain in the ass. That's just why I skipped them. And yeah, it is an alright model kit. It's okay. I don't know. I thought it was fine. Take a photo of it before we wrap up here. Wasn't expecting to finish it tonight because the first leg took so long, but it didn't take that as long as I thought it would. So we did finish it up. Yeah, it's an alright kit, an okay kit. And then sushi. On Monday, I begin this kit. Will this be one stream? Will this be multiple streams? I literally don't know. I have no idea how long it's going to take me to do all this rice and get it in a place where I like it. Am I going to order more liquid cement? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to order more liquid cement. There's an amount in here. There's like an amount. It's just not a lot. So maybe it'll make more sense for me to just get around to getting my 3rd jar of this. But I probably should get my 3rd jar ever of liquid cement, just for safety's sake. But yeah, what I think I'm going to do is, can you make the plastic model sushi? We're going to find the answer to the question. And my answer is probably. I can definitely do this part. But this part, I'm not 100% sure on. Gonna be a test of my patience. I think a good portion of the stream on Monday is just going to be me snapping out rice into a cup. I'm gonna have a little cup that I'm just gonna be putting all these in. I think that's going to be a good part of my of Monday's stream. So yeah, that'll be the thing that we do on Monday. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go raid. How was it to see Haze to its conclusion with Jeff? Hey, guess what? Haze does not end interesting. Haze is a bad video game. Haze is a bad video game to watch someone who you respect play. Haze. Haze is a weird thing to watch someone you respect a lot play on their birthday. Yes, Jonathan Davies lied to everyone. That song isn't in the fucking game. It's just inspired by the game. It's not in the game. That song isn't even in the fucking game. I don't believe that Haze is the shit. I believe we were all lied to by him. Anyway, we're gonna raid. That is how we're gonna end this stream. That's how we end every stream. We're gonna go find someone doing cool shit out there and go spend some time with them. I hope that you will come along on this raid because it will be fun. Where should we go? Well, Dan's playing the Ninja Gaiden game, and that sounds like a good dumb time. Oh, Dan is not playing the Ninja Gaiden game anymore. Dan was playing the Ninja Gaiden game. He is currently playing Wrestling Empire, and that's a terrible video game that makes a lot of sense for Dan to be playing. So let's go raid Dan as Dan plays some silly games on a Saturday night. I hope you're having a good time. I had a great time tonight. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. I hope you come along on this raid. I hope that you check in with me on Monday as I start a model kit that might break me a bit. We'll see. Thanks so much for watching the stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.